Hello, everyone. Jerry Tabbitt with you here on another edition of this Military Hour, and I'm joined by a very special guest today that's got a lot of information for us to squeeze in. Alex Murphy from Haney Technical Center. You're the Chief Communication Officer over there, whatever it is. Alex, thanks for coming in today.
Thank you, Jerry. Appreciate you having me.
We've got a lot of things going on. First of all,
do.
we'll talk about fall registration. That's coming up very, very soon.
Yes. Well, we start fall registration on July 22nd, and that is held at our main campus, our only campus, which is on the corner of Highway 77 and Baldwin Road. And so today I just wanted to share some information about what opportunities we have at Haney and what the processes are if any of the viewers are interested in looking at career technical education.
We're going to talk about some of the veterans programs that you have because they keep constantly changing for the better, I might add.
That's right.
But let's kick this off by you're offering 3 brand new programs this time.
Yes, so that is one thing that we're very excited. Obviously we had some damage from the storm,
Right.
and we had active industry advisory boards, and they are the ones that will bring concerns to us in the community. And so from those discussions, we recognized there was a need for plumbing. So we'll be adding a plumbing program that will be in our industrial pipe fitter lab. The industrial pipe fitter lab was brand new and just started really late spring because the storm delayed that start date. And then power equipment technologies, which is just a big word for basically small engine
Right.
repair.
Right.
So that is a program that will help people that have the needs to learn how to work on, pressure sprayers and, backpack blowers or lawnmowers or all the different types of small engines, which obviously chainsaws and all the
Sure,
different things
sure.
are buzzing around in our community at a crazy rate now. So
They're going to keep buzzing.
that's right. So we're excited that, we have these additional programs. So
Sure.
that brings us, we're well over 21 programs now.
Wow. Now, August 4th, everything starts.
Yes,
That's when
well,
class resumes.
most everything. We have a handful of programs. Massage therapy starts in September. We have, a couple courses are staggered, but for the most part, the majority of our classes resume on August 4th. So there's still some time. The problem with our classes is we are hands-on training, so we don't
Right.
have very large class sizes. Typically, the classes will max out between 20 and 30 students. So sometimes the classes will fill before
Sure.
classes start. So
So
that's
it's
the risk
first
you
come,
take.
first serve.
Absolutely. So
Well, let's get into some of these programs that you offer for veterans. I know I
Okay.
went many, many years ago, we'll say, to Haiti under the old government GI Bill, but things are changing. There's so many different programs available for our veterans, and a lot of them now, with Haney taking over the community, getting some of this information out and some of the classes out
Sure.
to help reduce the shortage of laborers that we have in the area. They're trying to take them away from you. Veterans are coming in droves now, and there's new things that they can do as far as programs.
Yes, so basically your veteran benefits fall under our financial aid packages. And so the first step for anybody that's wanting to find out how they're going to pay for tuition would be to come in and talk to someone in the financial aid department. And then we have a person that is very knowledgeable about the different VA programs. As you know, depending on when you got in or when you got out,
Right.
there are, I don't even know, dozens of different
Sure.
programs. Some provide just, straight educational benefits. Some even provide that if you were the person, you can transfer your unused benefits to your dependents.
Which is new.
It's a great way of helping share some of those benefits that we, are grateful to have people to serve in our military. So one thing that I love to tell people about Haney is our programs are very affordable. The most affordable program is only $2,900 from start to finish, and that includes your books and your fees. And then the most expensive program can be up to $10,000.
Right.
But when you compare that to other, career training, that's very affordable. So with the veteran benefits, it's a dollar amount that you have. So many veterans are able to take 2 and even 3 programs
Right.
before they max out with
Which
their
is good.
benefits.
Which is great.
So that's a really big plus for people that want to make their benefits go further and get as much training in different career paths as they can.
Now, as you get more and more people coming into classes, do you have to be prior military to use the veteran programs? That's the questions we get a lot.
Well, I'm not the expert on the VA benefits. There are a
Right.
lot of different scenarios. If you are a dependent of a veteran, then obviously you're not going to have any military service. So I would say it really depends on the benefits that the person has and, what they're trying to do with those. But you don't have to have any prior knowledge before enrolling in any of our programs. Now, the advantage of a lot of veterans is, perfect example, our airframe and power plant mechanics program. We have lots of people in the military that are doing those, skills, but never had a formal A&P license with the FAA. Didn't matter when they were active duty
Right.
because they taught them what they needed to know.
Right.
But when they get out and they're transitioning, they have to have that license. So they're able to come in and enroll in programs. Now, obviously, they're going to excel quickly because a lot of the information, they may know some of it. So then they can take those licensures and state boards and different requirements based on some of the experience that they had, and then the areas that they didn't cover, then we will bring them up to speed on that. So it's I don't want to say that it's one size fits all, because it does
Right.
vary depending
Sure.
on the person, what they bring in with them. But there are some great benefit packages that the veterans have access to. And in addition to that, they are also eligible. We have private scholarships at Haney that people have
Right.
designated specifically for veterans. So they can double dip. They can get that stacked on their other things.
And that's something too that's kind of brand new, that hasn't been around that long.
Well, we haven't had designated, veteran scholarships, and we've had several people in our community that have stepped up and said, we want to designate this specifically for service persons. So, yeah, so there are a lot of great opportunities, and we've been told we have one of the largest percentage of veterans, not the highest number of students, but
Right.
percentage of our
Percentage of
student
veterans,
population. And the ages vary too. Now, because some of them can get out in their early 30s,
Right.
and so the average age at Haney is about 24. So there's a range of different personalities and different skills. We had a woman in our GED program last year that was 80. So times are a little different. If you have the desire to learn, we can help you.
Well, you just had a
Master
father
that.
and son graduate too.
We did, and they both used military benefits. The dad was a Navy officer and got out and always wanted to learn about working on his boat. So he did the marine mechanics program. Once he got into the program, he had a son who was very interested in computers, and so he signed up, and they both graduated in May.
That's
And
amazing.
the son was able to use some of the dad's benefits. And even with those two programs being used that last school year, the dad is coming back to finish some more benefits in the power equipment technology program.
And that's the thing, and even when I was there many, many years ago, you always tried to get that information out. Those veterans' benefits are available. They're there for you. Use them.
That's right. And you'd be surprised how many people don't use them. And
Exactly.
and they do expire. So, there are some rules that you have to follow, but it is a great opportunity for people, whether they come to Haney or wherever they go. It's just something that they are entitled to. So it's certainly worth them looking into to find out more about what's available.
And that's great. These veterans really need the help in there.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, there's counselors there that specifically can deal with that. All
Absolutely.
they got to do is go down there and say, hey, I'm a veteran, bring your DD Form 214 in, and say, what can I do?
And many of them may not even know what they want to do. So they may want to come and take a tour. They may want to just look at all the different opportunities.
Right.
It can be a little intimidating if you've been out of school for a while. Maybe you're a little bit older and you just have some inhibitions about going back to school. And I think once they come on our campus,
Right.
then it's not the stigma of what they think it is.
Right.
And everybody there isn't in their 20s, and they actually can be better students
Sure.
because they have life skills that
And you don't have to worry about football, basketball, and baseball,
well, and
and
there
cheerleading.
tends to
and
be
all
a
that.
maturity factor sometimes,
right.
and when you are a little bit more mature, you want what you want in education, and so the studying is not as much of a sacrifice because it's something that you're interested in. And so we love working with veterans and watching them experience second career paths in their in their
Right.
lifetime and figuring out, new things. And it's exciting. The thing that I can't stress enough about technical education is, our programs can be done in 6 months, as short as 6 months, and the longest is only 2 years. So it's not a big time commitment. It seems like it is when you're in it, but, that short little snippet of time to give you the training to do a career that you've always had a passion to do is a great thing.
And it doesn't take the entire day for you to do. I mean, you come to class, you get it done, and then you have your free time in the evening.
That's right.
too.
Well, and many of our students, probably more of our students than not, work, many of them full-time jobs, but most of them work. I shared with you earlier, since the storm, we had some challenges with a lot of our students being courted to go work in industry before they were really officially finished with their training. And obviously, if they find a great opportunity, they're there to get training, and that's what it's all about. So they will take those jobs. But some of them, the fear would be if they didn't finish the program, they're probably never going to come back. And even though they can make some good money in the short term, they will never be paid like they would if they finished it. So we adjusted 2 of our programs, our HVAC and our electrical trades, to get out at noon. So those students can now work in the afternoons in those careers and still complete their schooling, so that when they do get more training, they will be an even stronger employee for those individual businesses.
Do you have both day and night classes available?
Unfortunately, right now, we don't really have any evening classes. So the majority of our students will go, we usually start as early as 7 for some of those earlier programs. Some start at 7:30. And then typically the last student, I think the last schedule ends at 2:45. So, but again, some finish at noon. Massage therapy only goes Monday through Thursdays. They're off on Fridays. So again, kind of like the VA benefits, there are a couple different options with the scheduling. But unfortunately, right now we don't have any evening classes. We did have a evening welding program, and it started off really strong. But it's strange when a lot of people request evening courses, and then when we've offered them in the past, they don't always fill up. And so we have to be good stewards with our resources. And there's an economic equation that if we don't have a certain number of students in there, then we want to open those resources to the most students that we can help train.
Now, let's say someone gets started in this class, Alex, and all of a sudden they get transferred out of town or something like this. Can they transfer these benefits to another technical center or to another college or what?
It really depends on which programs. Some of the licensure programs are a little bit different because you're dealing with federal or state licensure requirements. But typically, many students that happens. Many students have come to us that have started programs. Some programs are easier to do that with, some aren't. Some have a hard start and a hard end time. So, for example, in nursing, we had a tragedy where one of our nursing students was involved in a horrible accident, and he had to drop out. But he wanted to come back, so he had to wait until the next cycle came. He was back in good health, picked up the next class, and then graduated with them, which was amazing because he was really in bad shape. So there are opportunities. It's not the traditional way of doing it, but absolutely we'll talk to them about those
Now,
scenarios.
once you finish a class there, it doesn't make any difference if it's the nursing or massage therapy or electrical, air conditioning, and that. Does Haney help get the state licenses that we're required to operate under that?
So what we do is, what our teachers are tasked with is not only teaching them the skills, but making sure that they have all of the knowledge that they need to pass the state boards, because exactly what you said is true. If you are in a nursing program and you can't pass your state boards, it doesn't matter if you had straight A's. You're not going to be able to practice as a licensed practical nurse. So we love that our pass rates, because we track them, are so high. Our nursing pass rates for the state licensure exam, which I believe it's called NCLEX, are anywhere, they've been as low as 94%, and then they've been as high as 100%. And that's really what matters. Same thing with the FAA, the airframe and power plant. They can't really work in that field without that FAA exam. So we do our best to prepare our students for those exams.
All righty. Well, I'll tell you what, that takes care of this edition of Military Hour.
Okay.
Alex, thank you so much. All we can say out there is to any of those veterans or anybody that wants to be interested in any of those programs, go see them, Haney Technical Center. Thank you so much, Alex.
Wanted to mention, too, we are closed through August 9th on
Okay.
Fridays.
All right.
So Monday through Thursdays, they can stop by or give us a call.
All right. Have a great week, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.